Hello there, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Nate, the effing great. This is indeed the Game Changer. And the question here is, what did I just watch?
There's not a moment to spare. It's quite a drop from the top. So how you feeling down there? It's a cold, cruel, harsh reality. Caught, stuck here with your enemies. Who do you think you are? Tearing us all apart. Where did you think you could go? 'Cause everyone already knows it's 20 to 1. Yeah, so you better run. You got the world on its knees. You're taking all that you please. You want more, but you get nothing from me. You like the burden we bear. You love the hate that we share. You want more, but you get nothing from me. But enemies, enemies.
Whew, boy, howdy. I honestly feel like I need a cigarette after that event. Elimination Chamber 2018 has come and has gone. Man, honestly, I didn't think that they were going to be able to do it, but they actually put on a really good show. We'll just start off talking about the kickoff show, which featured the Club versus the Miztourage. Club won. Didn't really see that matchup, so I don't really have much of a say in the matter. I do apologize if I seem a little bit distracted. I'm also trying to get a post ready to go for Facebook, because at the end of the show, I will actually be revealing who will be the champion, as well as who the champion will be facing at Fastlane for the Game Changer title. So if I seem a little distracted, I do apologize. It's just one of those things that, I'm just trying to multitask, so I do apologize. Alright, so starting off with the Women's Elimination Chamber matchup. 6 women battling for the first time ever inside Satan's structure. We had Alexa Bliss defending against Sonya Deville, Mandy Rose, Mickie James, Sasha Banks, and Bayley. It started off between Sonya Deville and Bayley. Mandy Rose would eventually enter, making it seem like Absolution was going to just dominate and dominate and dominate. Then Sasha Banks came in, and it kind of evened the odds, and eventually Mandy Rose would be eliminated via tap out by Sasha Banks because of the Banks statement. Mickie James would enter into the fray, and we would see Mickie James eliminate Sonya Deville after a diving senton, I guess we could say, from the top of the pod, and eliminate her. Then Bayley would hit the Bayley to belly on Mickie James, eliminating her, and it was all down to Bayley, Sasha Banks, and Alexa Bliss. And when Alexa Bliss came out, this was honestly the best part of the entire matchup, because as soon as her pod door opened, she just closed it back up again. Bayley and Sasha were trying to get to her. Alexa Bliss would climb on top of that pod. She would scale the chamber. She would climb all around, just basically trying to get away from Bayley and Sasha. One of the funny things that actually also happened during this matchup was that Sasha and Alexa were on top of a pod. Bayley's trying to climb up, and Sasha kicks Bayley down. And my friend Max actually posted a picture that was, I think, done from Sasha's Twitter account, where basically she has that gif from The Lion King, where Scar has Mufasa, and he goes, "Long live the king," and just tosses him off. That was kind of like what it basically was for Sasha and Bayley at that point. But then it got really physical between Sasha and Bayley, which I was not expecting in the least bit. We saw Bayley hit the Super Bayley to belly on Sasha Banks, but then Alexa Bliss would climb in and get a unique roll-up pin on Bayley for the victory. Then it was down to Sasha versus Alexa Bliss, in which we saw an absolute instant classic between the two of them. Honestly, if they would have done a deal where it was Sasha versus Alexa Bliss inside of a steel cage or inside Hell in a Cell, I would have loved to have seen that more than I think the Sasha versus Charlotte matchup. They utilized the chamber very well. Alexa Bliss hit a Twisted Bliss off the top of the chamber pod. It was absolutely amazing. I was a little bit pissed off, though, at the fact that Alexa Bliss hit the Twisted Bliss, and I thought that, hey, she's going to get a cover on the outside, and that's going to be the end of the matchup. But then they reiterated, oh, no, the chamber rules state that they have to be pinfalls inside the ring. You have to be inside the ring. I'm like, what? You mean to tell me that basically that Elimination Chamber match in 2008, where Undertaker and Batista were eliminating Big Daddy V and Finlay on the outside, that shouldn't have happened? That's stupid. And it would also set up one of the really dumb things that happened in the matchup. Like, after Bliss hit the Twisted Bliss, she would get locked in the bank statement. Everybody thought, oh no, here we go. She's going to tap out. But nope, thankfully she did not. Sasha Banks was going to go to the top of the pod, but Alexa Bliss stopped her and hit a top rope devastating DDT on Sasha Banks, pinning her, and Alexa Bliss is going to WrestleMania. After the matchup, post-match, Renee Young stepped in the ring and just talked to Alexa, and Alexa Bliss really gave kind of like this heartfelt speech where she's talking about, this was the greatest moment of my life, and that, if you can truly believe, dreams can come true. It was really heartfelt and touching, and everybody was just like, wow, are we getting a face Alexa Bliss? No, lols, trolls, Alexa Bliss. She basically then berates the crowd, just saying, like, that your dreams will never come true, and that you can never, dream as big as me and never, accomplish your dreams as big as I did. So as far as how I thought of the match entirely, I would give this matchup probably 4 out of 5 stars. It was actually a really good Elimination Chamber matchup. Is it one of the best? It definitely would replace one of the matches on my top 10 list that I did a couple days ago. It was really well done. I applaud the women for all the bumps and all the bruises that they're probably going to get after tonight. They did a great job. My hat's off to them. Tremendous job. They definitely deserve all the recognition and all of the beauty that came with it. So, that being said, we move on to the next matchup, which was Titus Worldwide taking on The Bar for the Tag Team Championships. For me, it's kind of weird to not say, what is it? To say World Tag Team Championships, because I'm still in that era where Raw had the World Tag Team titles and SmackDown had the WWE Tag Team titles. I think it felt a little more natural in my opinion. But anyway, I digress. So the match itself was not really noteworthy. The match started with Cesaro and Sheamus just attacking Titus Worldwide and beating them down just a little bit. It's one of those things where I just did not really care for this matchup because of the fact that it just came out of nowhere. It really didn't make any sense to have them fighting against each other. So, in all honesty, it was an okay matchup. We saw Cesaro and Sheamus retain. Matchup, I'd give it about like 2.5 out of 5 stars. It was nothing really too special. It just was like, meh. It is what it was. Move on to the next matchup, which was Nia Jax taking on Asuka. And if Nia Jax would have won, then she would have been added to the Raw Women's Championship matchup at WrestleMania. Well, we still don't know if, Asuka's going to challenge Alexa Bliss or not, because she still can make the decision to stay on Raw or make the jump to SmackDown and challenge Charlotte or Ruby Riott if a really imperfect world. Oh, God, I don't want to have that image stuck in my head. The match itself between Asuka and Nia was, I think, their second best match that they've had together. I still would argue that their best matchup was at NXT TakeOver. I want to say it was NXT TakeOver Dallas, was it? No, it wasn't NXT TakeOver Dallas. I think it was NXT TakeOver The End. Yeah, it was NXT TakeOver The End. I remember now. That matchup was physical. This matchup was just as physical. Nia Jax was just dominating Asuka. It was literally one of those moments where I thought, oh wow, they might actually give Nia the rub and be the one who ends the streak of Asuka. And they really hyped it up, saying that she was undefeated for like 837 days, I think it was, something like. I think it was something like that. And then they said, well, she's the only woman to be a sole survivor and then win the Royal Rumble. And then they talked about how, Ric Flair, The Rock, Randy Orton, and oh my gosh, I'm trying to remember who was the last one that they mentioned. Roman Reigns, that's right. They really hyped it up, and they made this matchup even more interesting. Before it even started, Nia Jax, stepped on one of Asuka's masks, which was really something I was like, okay, that's actually kind of cool. Because it's one of those representations where it's like, I squash this match just like I'm going to squash Asuka. And she literally was doing everything. Samoan drops, a powerbomb attempt. She would even go for a bonsai drop, which I looked at and I thought, oh my god, she just took a massive bump there. And I thought to myself, well, there's probably an earthquake down in like China or something right now because of that massive bump that she took. But the matchup ended with Asuka doing a victory roll pin on Nia Jax for the win. I was kind of bummed out that it ended that way. But what really made this matchup even better was the post-match assault made by Nia, where she basically just assaulted Asuka. And Asuka was trying to do like kicks and punches, and Nia was just like, yeah, no, I'm not going to sell any of this. So she just beats her down and spears her through a barricade. We get a nice little interview with Alexa Bliss where basically she says, well, I know Nia's not happy with how the matchup ended, but I'm happy with what Nia did after the matchup. And she mocks Asuka by saying, like, no one is ready for Alexa. So, in all honesty, this is just one of the best things. And I will definitely say that Max, my co-host, and I, we were talking, and I said to her that in the women's division right now, Nia Jax is definitely the GOAT right now. She is one of, if not the best woman on the women's roster, either on Raw or on SmackDown. She is so underutilized, so underrated. She should have been given a women's championship matchup a long time ago. Match itself, I give this about 3.5 out of 5 stars. It was like above average. What you would expect, where Nia Jax gets the offense and then Asuka gets the surprise win. It was kind of what Sasha and Nia did last year at Fastlane, I think it was. Yeah. Where Sasha Banks somehow got the victory over Nia, even though it was one of those things where it's like, oh, whoa, there was a shock, a little bit of a shock pin. I don't know, I just wish that they would have gone a little further with that. If they would have gone longer with it, I think it would have been awesome. Next match on the card, Matt Hardy taking on Bray Wyatt. First of all, this feels more and more like they are trying to bring out the broken gimmick. And it was beautiful because Matt Hardy would come out and he's doing his delete. He's talking about rendering obsolete. And then Bray Wyatt would do his deal where he has that little Titantron deal where he's like, Dad! And then they do the Titantron deal where he appears back, but Matt Hardy disappeared. And his jacket was the only thing that was left in there. Bray Wyatt's looking for him. He's screaming, where are you? Where are you? And mark out moment for me was hearing Matt Hardy just say, you'll fade away and classify yourself as obsolete. You'll fade away and classify yourself as obsolete. Oh my God. Just hearing that made me just go nuts. And it made me so happy just to hear that song just playing. And it just being sung, I should say. I loved it. It was great. And the match itself, was it the best? Better than their Monday Night Raw one. I definitely will say that right now. Definite good back and forth deals between Matt Hardy and Bray Wyatt. There was a point in the beginning of the matchup where Bray was getting a little bit of offense, and Matt just starts clapping for him, and everybody's just like, well, what the hell is going on? And all I'm doing is I'm just laughing in my chair, just like, this is what Broken Matt is, just randomness to a T. Love every single bit of it. And it looked like Bray Wyatt was going to get the victory with the Sister Abigail. Matt Hardy counters, Bray hits a headbutt, and Matt does kind of like almost like a Dean Ambrose thing, where he just spins around, looks like he's dazed, ducks a clothesline from Bray. Matt Hardy would end it with the twist of fate, and would pick up the victory. And there were also Brother Nero chants during this matchup, also Rusev Day chants, but let's face it, every day is Rusev Day. Cheap plug. I was honestly thinking that maybe Jeff Hardy was going to make an appearance during this event, but didn't look like he was. So I'm guessing he's probably not going to make an appearance until WrestleMania, because this might be where they blow off this feud between Matt Hardy and Bray Wyatt. Match itself, I give this about 3 stars out of 5. It was still pretty good. I found it thoroughly entertaining. It's definitely an improvement from what they've been doing the last few months, honestly. So what they're doing right now with Bray and Matt, keep up the good work and maybe up the ante just a little bit. Let them do crazy, wacky backstage stuff. Bring in Vanguard 1, bring in Rebby, King Max. Oh my gosh, can you imagine if King Maxwell were to just show up at Bray Wyatt's door and Bray just look at it like, who the hell are you? And King Maxwell just starts doing the delete deal. Oh my god, that'd be amazing. Senior Benjamin comes in, just tasers everybody. Senior Benjamin and a taser, like one of the funniest things you'll ever see. I swear to you. It's amazing. So, from there we have the segment where Ronda Rousey is going to be signing her thing on her contract for Monday Night Raw. And I will mention this to the participants who competed in the number 1 contenders deal. I didn't count the points there because I thought that there was going to be a little more to this than just her signing or something like that. Because I thought maybe Shane O'Mac or Daniel Bryan, they're going to show up and they're going to try to, swoo her into go over to SmackDown. But boy, was I wrong, because this actually turned out to be a really good segment. So Kurt Angle comes out, and then we get the Authority, Triple H and Stephanie McMahon. Triple H, the guy who goes, I got new nails from my shelf. I'm going to put up the shelf because I'm a dad. Sorry, that's a little bit of a what culture deal. So Triple H and Stephanie, they're just hyping up Ronda Rousey, and then they finally introduce her. First of all, Ronda Rousey needs different theme music. I get that maybe they're going in a different direction with certain people, but I don't know. I just don't like her having, that theme music, God, you're there for the reputation. It just doesn't feel right to her. It doesn't really capture and embody who she is. And just at the end of it, again, just hearing that theme music, I'm just like, oh God, make it stop. So Ronda Rousey comes out, and people were just booing her when she was talking, and I was kind of ticked off about that, because she's basically kind of being sincere. She's kind of pouring her heart out, basically talking about how this was her dream to come to WWE and to compete at WWE. And she talks about how Roddy Piper was definitely one of her influences when it came to the wrestling business, and how she didn't want to be treated like special. She didn't want to be treated special at all. She wanted to earn her spot just like every other woman on there. And I respect that, in all honesty. For her to go out there and say that, it was great. I am becoming a Ronda Rousey fan more and more with just thinking back on this segment. Just as Ronda's about to sign the contract, there was almost 2 things that were kind of going on. Stephanie McMahon is basically trying to distract Ronda, and she's trying to get her to sign the contract, which basically the only good thing, or the only perk that I think she got, was an invite to WrestleMania. And then Triple H says, well, we're going to give you not only an invite to WrestleMania, we're going to have you compete at Mania, and it's not going to be for a championship, but you're going to compete in a match. And the writing was on the wall, basically. After they said it wasn't going to be for a title, I looked in the ring and I said, this is what they're setting up for. This is the WrestleMania match they're setting up for. So going back to what I was talking about, where it's 2 different conversations going on, Ronda and Stephanie, and then there's Triple H kind of yelling at Kurt Angle in the background, no, you don't get to say anything, I got a big news. Sorry, that was just something I needed to get out. Ronda says, Kurt, is everything okay? And Kurt's just like, no, everything's fine. It's just that it's kind of funny how they're coming out here, kind of brown-nosing you, when they're basically just saying that, hey, we're going to have Ronda Rousey on our side, and we're going to make her basically our pawn, our minion. And they basically said that she was nothing more than a washed up, and Triple H unfortunately came too late when Kurt Angle was just about to say bitch. And also, I will state this, that Kurt Angle actually had a little bit of a goof during a little bit of a blooper deal during the deal, in which he said, they wanted to, get back at you for what you did to them at WrestleMania 21. I mean WrestleMania 31. And I'm just thinking, you know what, Kurt? It's fine. You got your years wrong. It's fine. We forgive you. You're Kurt Angle. You're awesome. Just, yeah. So, basically Triple H just saying like, Kurt, he was at the hospital. He had the flu, so I guess the medication was affecting his head. So, he's just escorting Kurt Angle to the back, and Stephanie's just trying to be the nice one, saying like, "Oh no, we didn't say any of that. Don't listen to Kurt Angle." And then Kurt Angle just says before he leaves, "Didn't you just say that Ronda Rousey was like a washed up has-been?" And that's where Stephanie has that face of like, "Oh shit." And then Ronda just looks directly at Stephanie, and Stephanie's trying to be reasonable. She's like, "No, I never said that." Triple H tries to get in the middle, and he does. Get Stephanie out of the ring. And then he goes straight to Ronda, and oh my god, Ronda Rousey sends Triple H through a table. I literally said that not since Batista did the same thing to him have I ever loved seeing Triple H go through a table. This was legitimately beautiful. And then Stephanie comes in, she gets mad, she slaps Ronda in the face, and oh boy, that was one of those moments where it was at that moment that Stephanie McMahon realized that she fucked up. She's screaming at Ronda. Ronda then just looks at Stephanie with a look that could kill past, 20 legions of hell. And Stephanie then just like, oh boy, she gets out of the ring. Ronda Rousey grabs the contract, signs it, and that was just the end of that. I think also one of the highlights of that whole entire deal was Michael Cole saying that Ronda Rousey just buried the COO of the company. I literally thought like, okay, Michael Cole, you definitely get a thumbs up from me on that one. That was good. That was a good kind of like I guess jab towards the internet community, because everybody's saying like Triple H, he buries this person. Yeah, back in like 2003 to 2004. But whatever. So we move on to the main event, which was the Raw Elimination Chamber matchup, 7-man Elimination Chamber matchup. Thankfully it started off the way that a lot of people were hoping it would be. There was not an extra pod. There's nothing really set in. It was going to be 3 people starting in the ring, and the other 4 were going to be in the pods, and then you kind of know the rules from there. And it started off with Elias in the ring. Oh my God. Max said it best when he said that Elias is a perfect example of a reverse NXT curse, where he was just doomed to fail on NXT, but then when he gets pulled up to the main roster, it's like a complete switch, where he's like one of the most over guys on the main roster. And it's really true, especially with this segment where he's coming out there and he's just, doing his deal where he's just playing on his guitar. He's talking about who wants to walk with Elias. And then he has like 2 of the best burns in Las Vegas. And honestly, if he does this more with like the cities that he goes to, I will buy an Elias Sampson t-shirt. This is just amazing. He first talks about how, I'm not too familiar about, being in an elimination chamber, but I know you guys are used to seeing your loved ones behind bars. And literally, I just start busting out laughing, like, wow. I mean, there are movies that definitely do, assume that, so I guess I can't blame him for saying that. And then he would go on to just say, like, no, I'm not going to dedicate a song to anybody that lives in sin, because Las Vegas is Sin City. Ha ha! Oh man, the pun. That was good. Eventually, Elias would get interrupted by Braun. Elias would go into the pod that he was sitting. So it was Elias, Braun Strowman, Roman Reigns, and John Cena were into the 4 pods, and we started off with Seth Rollins, The Miz, and Finn Balor. Perfect 3 people to start off the matchup. I was reminded of the WrestleMania 2000 deal where Triple H, he's trying to get, either The Rock and Mick Foley to basically just join up with him and take out the other guy. Miz tries to do that with Seth Rollins, and Seth Rollins is like, yeah, no. And then Miz tries to do the same thing with Finn Balor. He even pulls up a Too Sweet deal to him, which I thought was hilarious. And Miz and fucking Finn Balor is just like, no way, dude, no way. And Miz just like, do it. It's almost like the Shia LaBeouf, just do it, live your dreams, do it. It was so funny. Next we would have John Cena enter, then Roman Reigns, and then Braun Strowman, and then followed by Elias Sampson. Yeah, the thing matters. Oh my gosh. The match itself was still like slowly and gradually picking up with every single person that was coming in. But once Braun Strowman entered the fray, it went to a completely different level. He just wrecks everybody. He eliminates The Miz. I remember him just toying around with so many of the other competitors, just beating them down, and keeps going back to Elias like he's just like, I'm just going to beat up this guy, I'm going to wait for Elias. Beat up this guy, going back to Elias. Beat up this guy, going back to Elias. And before I get too far into the matchup, one of the best things that happens during the entrances was The Miz. Oh my god, he's making me more a fan every day. He basically goes to each pod. First he goes up to Cena, does the "you can't see me." Then Miz goes up to Roman Reigns, and he's doing like the little thing where Roman just does like his deal, where he's acting like a gorilla, I guess. Then he does like a mock air guitar to Elias, and then he goes up to Braun Strowman's pod, and he just starts talking smack to him. Braun just hits the plexiglass, and Miz just runs away. It's like one of those moments where you see a gorilla just hit that, and the kid just kind of backs off, like, okay, I'm a little scared now. So that was cool. Elias would be eliminated next with after Braun Strowman hit another power slam, and again they really picked up after Braun Strowman got in. They hit like a massive power bomb to Braun Strowman. Everybody tries to cover him. Braun kicks out. John Cena hits AA. Braun kicks out. Roman Reigns hits a spear. Braun kicks out. Seth Rollins hits a curve stomp, and then Finn Balor hits a coup de grace on Braun Strowman, who is now on the outside of the pod, of the ring, I should say. And from there, things again just started escalating, where you have some back and forth deals. Finn Balor definitely showcasing quite a bit. Braun Strowman just tries to beat down everybody and then eliminates John Cena, which completely shocked me, actually. Cena went for a crossbody and that got countered into a power slam. I'm trying to remember what happened next. Oh, right. Finn Balor hit the coup de grace on Roman Reigns. Braun Strowman, boom, power slam, 1, 2, 3. Then we see Braun Strowman just take more and more. But between Seth Rollins and Roman Reigns, Rollins hit a frog splash on Braun. Nope, not enough. Then we see Braun hit a power slam to Seth Rollins, eliminating him, and it's down to Roman Reigns versus Braun Strowman. And I will say this. I did call this when we did the show. I think it was on Saturday, Sunday, Friday? It was Friday, that's right. I did say that it's the best way to end this Elimination Chamber deal, because you have Braun Strowman versus Roman Reigns, who had arguably one of the best feuds of 2017, at least in WWE standards. The match, the final moments of this was actually very well done. Roman Reigns knew that he could not beat him, just by brute force alone. He had to use that force against Braun to take him out. And yeah, there was like a dive from Roman Reigns to the outside on Braun. We see Braun Strowman get sent through one of the chamber pods. Roman Reigns hits, I think, 2, 3 Superman punches to Braun, and then hits 2 spears for the 1, 2, 3. Roman Reigns wins the matchup, and he's going to go on to face Brock Lesnar at WrestleMania for the Universal title. Everything seems like it's going great for Roman, but no. Braun decides to just take out Roman. He just does power slam after power slam, and then he just throws him into one of the pods, doing his massive, because Braun Strowman destroys everything. Braun Strowman does awesome. Braun Strowman did amazing in this matchup. I'm not gonna lie, it was awesome. So that was how Elimination Chamber ended. Final score for that, I would give this probably 4.5 out of 5 stars. This was definitely the match of the night. It definitely deserved to be the main event. It was very well done, very well planned out. I was not expecting Braun Strowman to eliminate so many guys like he did. I would have honestly thought that Seth Rollins and Roman Reigns would have been the final two after Rollins' performance on Monday Night Raw. But like I said, it just made sense, in my opinion, that they did Braun Strowman versus Roman Reigns as the final two. And it was one of those moments where it's like, hey, you may think that this is how it's going to go, but it could go the other way. It definitely had you guessing. That's what I love about these WWE events. So, final grading for Elimination Chamber, definitely would give this probably I would actually give this probably an A-. This was definitely one of the best shows of the year by far. And I know we've only had 2. But in honesty, this was really good. The Elimination Chamber matches were great. I thought that the Matt Hardy, Bray Wyatt stuff definitely helped create more to build off of for the Wyatt-Hardy feud. I thought Asuka versus Nia Jax still served a purpose where, yes, even though Asuka won, Nia was still saying that she deserves it. She'd still be the dominant one. Like I said, I think the only issue I had was the tag team title match. Other than that, every other match was pretty good. I'm not going to complain at all. It was not bad at all. All right, so with that being said, right now I will reveal the results of the Game Changer Championship deals as well as who is going to be the number 1 contender going into Fastlane. Before I get into that, the announcement of, I guess, we might as well just get this over with. Your winner and still Game Changer Champion, yours truly, Nate the effing Great. Now, unfortunately, here's the thing that happened, though, is that my competitor Joe did not send me his predictions. I did say that anybody who did not serve the predictions will forfeit their, basically forfeit their prediction deals. So I did win this via forfeit. I do feel kind of shitty about it, but it happens. So, with that being said, I'm going to make the announcement right now that Mr. Joe, you will indeed get a rematch for the Game Changer title, but it will take place at WrestleMania. You will be one of the 3 competitors that will compete for, one of the 4 competitors that will compete for the title, because odds are I might not even be champion at that point. But we'll see. So, with that being said, let's reveal the rankings for the point system for Elimination Chamber. Alright, so I had about 7 people that were put into this matchup. So let's just go from lowest to highest. Starting off low, Mr. David scored a total of 18 points. Still not a bad record, in all honesty. Next one was Ricky, who actually had a very dominant lead for quite a while until the very last parts of the matchup. He ended up with a score of 21. Lola Bean, as well as Kobe, they scored a total of 24. Mr. Moose, Kyle, scored a total of 25. And your winner, or should I say winners of the prediction battle, are going to be Mr. Chad and Mr. Evans. So, obviously, the question is, well, you got a tie between the two of them. Is there going to be a tiebreaker between the two of them? No. As a matter of fact, there isn't going to be a tiebreaker between the two of them, because I think I could probably handle this, and I've done a lot of one-on-one deals. I'm going to take a risk. So at Fastlane, the Game Changer Championship will be on the line in a prediction battle. It will be myself defending against Mr. Chad and Mr. Evan in a triple threat prediction battle. So that is going to be set up for Fastlane. Like I said, there's still quite a bit of opportunity for you guys to join us for the King of Predictions War that will take place at WrestleMania. We still have spots open. Give us a comment, give us a shout out, either on the Facebook fan page, facebook.com/changing up the game, as well as on Twitter at RealFNGame. Give me a shout out there if you are interested. And I still got about 3 more spots to fill for the main championship matchup. I think I got a couple people in mind on who I want to put in there. But hey, if you guys want to be a part of the championship deal, let me know in the comment section below. Give this nice podcast a like, share, and subscribe to it here on Spreaker.com, as well as give us a like on our Facebook fan page. Show some love to you guys. We'll be back later on this week with some more exciting episodes, because now it's going in to the Oscars, which will take place next Sunday. So for that, I am Nate the Effing Great from The Game Changer, and I will talk to you guys in the next episode, which will be tomorrow, where myself and Max Speedy will be doing a club battle on which movie it was the better movie, the one from 1990 or the one from 2017. So be sure to tune into that. That's going to happen tomorrow. Thank you so much, you guys. Hopefully you enjoyed Elimination Chamber as much as I did, and if not, well, you know, at least you know what's going to happen at WrestleMania. So, by all means, guys, talk to you in the next episode. Bye-bye. Adios. I forgot what the French way of goodbye is saying. Just bye.